All right, today we are going to be talking about how to build an endless supply of lead magnets that solve the problems of your ideal avatar and get them to want to work with you now. So, I'm going to be using weight loss as an example because I think it's something that everybody can relate to. But this could apply to whether you're doing B2B coaching, whether you help people invest money, relationship coaching, doesn't matter. So, I'm going to be talking to you as if you're a fitness business owner and you're looking for Tom. Tom wants to lose weight. Okay, so what do I need to do? What's the first thing that I need to do? Well, if you don't have a lead magnet now, you need to have one, number one. But if you don't have one, what's the first step to creating your first one? Ask yourself, what is the biggest pain point? What is the biggest question that Tom has that he needs answered and that I can help him answer, that can help solve that problem? What's his biggest pain point that I can help him solve? So these are just examples of questions that he might be asking himself. What does he eat? How much should he eat? How does he stay motivated? How much should he exercise? How does he deal with hunger? I don't know if these are the actual questions. I just did a simple search with, ChatGPT, and this is what it gave back to me. So you need to know your market better than anyone. So you should know that answer to that question. Really simple thing to do. Take a look at your sales calls and ask yourself, what's the most common thing that people seem to be struggling with over and over again? And that should really be your first lead magnet. So start with one. But once you have one, you can't stop there because only one lead magnet is not going to be enough to demonstrate that you have the authority, you have the knowledge, the expertise to be able to help your potential clients get where they want to go. See, they might have a problem. You might be able to help them solve that. That's going to build some trust for sure. But at the end of the day, they need answers to other questions too. And if you don't give them those answers, they're going to go find them somewhere else. So this is where the rest of your content strategy comes in. What I recommend that you do, start with one. If you don't have one, sure, get that out there. But the rest of your nurturing content really needs to encompass all of the other questions and problems that people have, and then incorporating them in a way that shows your avatar, shows your prospects, your leads that, hey, number one, you can trust me that I'm going to be able to, that I'm going to, give you the information that you need. But number two, that I'm knowledgeable enough to be able to get you from where you are now to where you want to be, right? That transformation is really what people are after. So a really easy way to do this is just creating this database of questions. And I'm using an example here of 6, but I would list, if you can, your top 10. Right? And then you can take your top 10, you can break those down further. And I'm using, I'll use this little chart as an example. So let's say nutrition, right? Or in the business world, it might be lead generation, right? Or investing world, it might be, what I should invest in. So in nutrition, there could be a lot of different things. What do they eat? How much? How do I go shopping? How do I prepare meals? What meals should I prepare? There could be a whole list, what's right for my body type, what's right for my fitness goals. So there's a whole list of potential things that you could be creating content around nutrition. But what they need to be is they need to be things that your prospects are dealing with now, and they need to see that in your content. So people ask me all the time, Ben, what should my emails say? What should my social content strategy be? The answer is this. It should be all of these things. It should be all of those additional questions that people have, because what that's doing is it completing the picture, right? That it's showing your prospect that, hey, this person, number one, they're willing to give me good, valuable information for free, which builds trust, right? Number two, it's showing your prospect that you know what you're talking about and you're going to be able to help them with that transformation, right? You could do the same thing with exercise. There's a million different exercises, but this should be very specific to your avatar. So for example, maybe you're working with, your target audience is, executive men, right? For example, in their 30s and 40s, who, make multiple six figures. They don't have a lot of time. These aren't people who are looking to, become Mr. Olympia and bulk up, right? So the exercises that you're going to show might be different and specific to them within that niche, but you could have a whole list of them, right? Or, maybe there's, maybe you're going after, younger women who are trying to boost their booty. I don't know. I'm just using that as an example, right? But of course, a whole series of social content, emails that could follow up. You should have an endless amount. And then there's mindset you should be mixing in there too. And then you can, there could be a case study for each one of these as well. So for example, if you're talking about nutrition and you're talking about meals that are going to help, protein packed and, they're going to help you, fight off hunger or whatever. And you can use here's my client Jill, and here's what she had to say about the meal plan that I helped her create, right? And so you can build case studies into these as well. So you could be doing training content, you can be doing live content, your email content, your daily broadcast content, your live events. All of these things are just incorporating the questions, the answers to the questions that your prospects have. And don't overcomplicate this, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, you have people that want to attain something and you have the answers to get them there, right? You have the answers to the test. So just give them to them, right? And don't be afraid to give them to them. And the whole purpose of this is to bring people into your ecosystem. I see so many business owners. We had a client event this past weekend, and people that are making fairly good money that just have no ecosystem at all. And it's just this hamster wheel of they're sending DMs and they're having sales calls, and the only people that are getting on sales calls are the small percentage that are ready now, and they're missing out on so much free money, and they're just not optimizing their business because they're not bringing people into an ecosystem because they don't think that they need to. And they absolutely do. Or they don't think that they can create a lead magnet. They don't know how. Don't get concerned about, I got to make it pretty and fancy. You really don't. I mean, it could be something as simple as just a short training video with, a meal plan, or, I'll use it in our space. Lead generation is a big issue for our target audience. So we do a lot of lead magnet trainings. This is an example of one, right? We do a lot of trainings when it comes to lead generation, like with running ads or doing social content, organic content. We do a lot of trainings around sales and closing because that's a really big pain point for our avatar, right? Maybe you're in the investing niche and, well, what do I invest into? When should I trade? When should I sell? When should I buy? How long should I stay? What are my puts? All of the different things, right? There's so many different aspects of your offer that you can get into. And if you focus in and hone in on those big pain points, you're going to solve a lot of problems. You're going to build a lot of great will, a lot of trust, a lot of value for people. But more importantly, you're going to demonstrate some great authority, which means those people are going to be able to trust that you're going to be able to help them with their transformation. And the more that you put out there, the more visible you become. And in marketing, that's everything. Visibility is profitability. So hopefully that was useful to you. I would love to hear your strategy for coming up with lead magnets. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, signing off.